We need to talk. Hey guys, what's up? Welcome back to my channel. Do I even remember how to do this? There's a lot that I need to talk to you guys prior to the story that I'm going to be telling today. Now, if you guys don't really care about what I have to say, fair enough. I will leave the timestamp down below where you guys can go ahead and go into the story time. I would suggest that you guys take a minute to hear this because it will be giving you guys a little bit more insight about the future of my channel and the decisions that I've made. Most of y'all have realized my absence on social media across all platforms the last 3 weeks going up towards a month. I needed to give some of my time to people that were affected and impacted by my stories in a negative way. There have been reports to me from people that have absolutely no idea who I am, no idea what I do, have absolutely no history with me, that are being contacted and harassed and threatened and having their family contacted, and it started happening all over again. I can sit here and repeat myself time and time and time again, but I'm just not that one, okay? I'm not that one to keep repeating myself, so I decided to take some of my time to really invest into them, their situations, what's going on, and get them in contact with some of my previous colleagues at the county court. That's what I'm going to say about that. If this continues to come up, not my loss, that will be yours, sweetheart. If you are a part of that, you will be investigated. I'm going to stand beside the victim 100% and help them in any way that I can. If you are releasing personal and private information with malicious intent, definitely going to stand against you with that. I don't care what you think you're trying to do. I don't care. I just don't. I'm going to explain this in layman's terms. What I'm doing here is just supposed to be fun, all right? It's not anything that I need you guys to go out and try to, I don't know what it is that y'all are trying to do, but it's just not an intelligent way of going about it, number one. And number two, it's not anything I've ever asked for. And number three, if you are looking for the tea, hunty, if you are looking for that kind of drama, you can go ahead and take your ass to the beauty community. I'm not that one. This was an outlet for me. This was a way for me to speak to people about the crazy shit that's happened. I mean, at this point, 10 years ago, okay? That's what you're trying to investigate, is things that happened 10 years ago at this point. I just wanted somebody to vent to. I just wanted somebody to be like, ain't this crazy? Like, tell me not, you know, like somebody, like friends. And when I find out stuff like this, I feel like I'm being betrayed by my friends. What I'm coming to the realization to, and over these past few weeks that I've taken some time off, I have had to deal with my heart broken legitimately, because I'm under the impression that I have this understanding with my glamazons, and it's coming to my attention and my realization that not everybody that watches my videos has my best interest at heart, or actually wants what's best for me, or, you know, actually likes me. And it really is a foreign concept to me to actually spend your time watching and worrying about somebody that you don't have any interest in or that you don't like. I personally don't do that. I would hope that you guys don't spend your time doing that and you know, trying to keep up with people that you don't like. It's counterproductive, you know what I'm saying? But there are people that live their lives that way. There are people that have absolutely nothing else to do. They just want to sit up there and hate, and just literally will come back to my channel and watch my videos and don't fucks with me. And this is why YouTubers like Manny MUA, like other people, have to put up disclaimers at the beginning of their videos. So that is what I'm going to have to start doing. If you don't like me, sweetheart, if you don't believe me, if you don't fuck with me, if you don't like anything about my personality, I understand you, girl. I get you, because I probably won't like your ass either. But I am not forcing you to be here. I am not the one clicking on my videos. I am not, you know, forcing my stories down your throat. And you ain't gonna sit here and tell me that I haven't made you chuckle a little bit. You keep coming back for a reason. So if you're gonna be here and just enjoy yourself. My job here is to take you out of your current situation for 20-30 minutes, to get your mind off of the shit that goes on in your life, the stress of work and school and family and boyfriends, and oh my God, and for you guys to understand, girl, I'm with you. I've been there. I've had my heart broken. I've had drama. I've had fights. I've had best friends betray me. I have people lie to me in my face. I have been cheated on. I have been, you know what I'm saying? Like, the entire reason for why I started my YouTube channel was for me to be the person that I wish that I had. This is why I get so heartbroken, because I let my emotions get way too involved. And other creators have a way of really separating themselves from their audience, and I just have such a hard time doing that. But if that's the only way that I can survive without y'all hurting me like that, like, then y'all are gonna make me into a different person, and I don't want to be that. That is why on my about section on my channel and on my bios on my social media, I say I am your sister, I'm your cousin, I'm your best friend, all rolled into one, because I didn't have that when I was here by myself with no family, nobody to help me, nobody to lead me, nobody to talk to. I had an older brother that was 6 years older than me that had absolutely no clue what the hell it was that I was going through. I want to be that, and if you guys would just allow me to do that and have fun and be myself and like stop trying to create tea and drama and hurt other people with my work, I would very much appreciate it. If you don't want to be here, you don't have to be. Please don't do me any favors, honey boo boo. I've been the same person since day one. I would much rather have a select few quality friends than a shit ton of shit friends. You know what I'm saying? And that's the same for my platform here and everyone else. The numbers, amazing. I cannot believe that I've made it this far on YouTube, because it was not my goal. I just wanted to help. Even if I could help one person, I'm serious. I did not expect these numbers. So if you want to leave, that's fine, because that's not what I do this for. I will not be controlled. I will not be used to hurt other people. I will not be made to feel like I have to be a certain person in order to make it on this platform. I will not conform. I will not lose myself. I will not sell out. As time has gone on, I've gotten a lot more stressed out with my job here on YouTube, because it has turned into a completely different platform than it was when even I first started. It just sucked all the fun out of it. It just made me dread coming down here, because like, what if I say something and it just ruffles everyone's feathers, and like we're in the cancel society and everyone just loves to tear other people down and all this catty behavior. So I just kind of like, I'm not about it. I'm here to tell you guys my stories, make y'all laugh, you know, eat a few snacks with y'all, have some drinks, have a good time, take y'all out of y'all's reality for a second. That person that y'all can come to, I need to be able to trust y'all as my glamazons and as people that actually support me. And throughout this entire investigative period, while I was trying to figure out what was going on, I found that there were also glamazons that met me in person and then went on forums and talked shit about me. And they didn't even have anything bad to say. They would say things like, I was nice enough. Like I didn't even do anything. Like, if you're gonna be fake like that, stay the hell away from me. I hate that so much. Don't be fake as fuck with me. Don't come up to me. Don't say hello to me. Don't be hugging up on me. Don't be coming around my kids and my husband and trying to, like, you know, be a part of my glam fam if you don't want to be here, if you don't fucks with me. It makes absolutely no sense. Go and support somebody that you actually support. Don't spend your life being fake. I said this on my Twitter, and I'm gonna say this now. If you guys would like to harass me about my past, please feel free to do so, because I don't care. But as far as other people, I would advise against it, because they did not sign up for this. They do not know what's going on. They're trying to live their best life. You have absolutely no right to sit up there and disrupt their peace because you want some tea. As for the Ho Stepsister series, I feel like that series has caused more harm than good. You guys can't seem to just like sit back and enjoy the stories and be like, damn girl. I haven't decided yet whether or not I'm gonna completely retire that series. I mean, it would be a shame, because there's still so much that, you know, Ariel and I did together, that Ariel and I experienced together, and that was either funny or a life lesson. And a lot of you guys had absolutely nothing to do with this. You guys, you know, stayed in your lane and enjoyed the story times, and like, how unfair. And I get that. So I'm still kind of going back and forth with that, because you guys have to understand I do have a responsibility with the platform that I have to protect those who are innocent. Does that make sense? If you guys have thoughts, whether, you know, you believe that I should retire that series altogether, I'm all about a debate. I'm all about, you know, seeing other people's sides. So leave your thoughts down below, because I do value them. I do have an interest in keeping you guys entertained and happy, I just won't do it at the expense of others. In my story times, I change locations and names and all of that for a reason. And so for some of you guys to be trying to go around me like that, like, it just doesn't need to be all that. I really just want to have a good time here on my channel. I was doing really well with this channel and the family channel and new series and all that. Also, I would like to discuss my new series, my Pretty Faces Cold Cases series that I created, okay? Some of you guys don't like it. That's absolutely fine. A lot of you guys do. That's amazing. For those of you guys that have questions about the validity of me creating this entire series and where it came from and how long I've been planning it, please refer to my Twitter and you can see that it's been since 2017 that I have been putting this all together. I do not just jump into series without thinking about it and planning it, especially when it comes to cases. If you want something more professional, if you want something more like a newscast or a documentary, I will refer you to some Netflix documentaries and some news reports and newspapers. I am not that one. I am very upfront with what I'm doing. If it's not your thing, please don't participate. I'm not going to continue to change my content based on few people getting butthurt about how I'm explaining it when it's upfront, okay? Like it's just me getting ready with my girls and talking about a cold case. It's nothing deeper than that. So I would really appreciate it if you guys just kind of, you know, relaxed a little bit. If you don't like it, don't participate in it. Don't click on it. I don't need to hear it. I've already thought about it, made my decision. I'm a grown-ass woman. I am a content creator and I will do what I want to do. I'm going to grow as a creator. I'm going to expand my horizons. I'm going to try new things. And if I'm good at something, I'm going to continue to do it. If it makes me happy, I'm going to continue to do it. If it sparks creativity in me, I'm going to continue to do it because that is what this is about. I am not just here to spout, you know, whatever it is that everybody wants to hear. It's just not the way to live your life. I've learned that you cannot be a people pleaser all the time. It's just not the way to live. And I am not a people pleaser. If you don't like it, that's cool. Like I don't understand why you're still here. My spiel is done. I'm done, you know, ranting and raving. I went through a lot of different emotions during this time, from sadness to anger to hurt to just being completely devastated to feeling hopeless to feeling like maybe what I'm doing is just causing more harm than good and I need to stop. I'm not about to be defeated by people who want to see me dragged or people who want to see me destroyed. It's not gonna happen. I'm way stronger than that. So if you would like to be here and join in our story times and Ask Nikki's and Pretty Faces Cold Cases and my Glamour Family channel, oh my God, welcome. And if not, it was great to have you while I did. I hope you find what you're looking for here on the great platform of YouTube and social media. And I really hope that you find happiness, girl, because it seems to be something that you're lacking. Without further ado, let's get into today's long-awaited story time. As usual, before we get into today's story time, we're going to be going over our Glamazon shot of the day. And these are my Glamazons that tweet me and Instagram me their photos of their beautiful faces. That's why it's called a Glamazon shot, okay? They are my supporters. They are my best friends. So this is my girl, Senia. It's very hard for me to know how y'all pronounce y'all's names. My apologies, love. My girl right here has been grinding for the summer, making her money. And she tweeted me her beautiful Glamazon shot. Thank you so much for being down for me, even though I took my break and I had to like get things straight, girl. I really appreciate my down Glamazons. Like Senia, thank you so much. You are so beautiful. I'm so proud of you. I like to see a Glamazon grinding and doing her thing. I love you and I thank you, and you guys know that I would not be here without you, and I could not do this without each and every one of you guys that is my true supporter. I really, really appreciate it. Thank you from the bottom of my heart. Now let's get into this story time, girl. As y'all can see, I didn't even try with my hair, okay? I did my makeup and I was like, nah. So this story time is going to be, I guess it would technically be a part of my Pretty Petty series because it's not like I was being mature. It is an addition to my Pretty Petty series, and this is going to be about my own personal burn book of sorts that I created with a few friends. But I will say that I take responsibility for creating the concept and actually putting the plan in motion for this burn book when I was a sophomore in high school. As most of you guys know, my sophomore year was spent at my shitty school the entire year. So this is where this takes place. I was 15, 16 years old at this time. I am not shy about it. I did a lot of dating in high school because, okay, first of all, didn't nobody want to mess with me in middle school. I was still having like some issues. By the time I got to high school, like freshman year, I was like kind of coming up cute wise. So it was like the kind of the first time that I felt like I was getting noticed by boys. I dated a lot, you know, that I feel like that just happens all the time. So if that happens to you, don't feel bad. You're not a hoe or nothing. It's just like, you're so young and everybody is just like, you know, kind of testing things out. So you date a person for 2 weeks and then y'all break up, and then you date somebody else for like a few months and then y'all break up. If you have, you know, one of those long lasting high school relationships, good for you, girl, but that was not me, okay? I went to my shitty school my freshman year after leaving my first school. I spent the majority of the year there, and I want to say I dated, and I say dating loosely, okay? Y'all know my situation with my mom. I dated, I would say like 3 or 4 guys that year. Don't judge me or do, I don't care. Never went anywhere. It was just like boys carrying my stuff to class and like making me feel cute, okay, whatever. At the time I was a sophomore in high school, you know, I had already had my bestie, you know, Alicia, my home skillet biscuit, right? And by that time, you guys already know about how this works. When you go to the same school, you know the dynamic in your school, and you start realizing other people's histories, you know, like they used to date way back in the day, and then like, you know, she started dating him, and then he started dating this other girl, and then it was like this whole thing, and they had this, and like it's just history that you start building in your head, right? Now fast forward to my sophomore year, and by this point I felt like I knew about pretty much every boy that was in my grade. It just kind of seemed like a cluster of like, you know, there's only so many people that go to your school. So it just stands to reason that there's going to come a time that you date a guy that the person in your class happened to date too at some point. And it's just like, you guys are just all intermingling, dating, like just, you know, it's kind of gross when you think about it. I was always a huge fan of Mean Girls. I cannot be the only one. Okay, when that movie came out, it was my shit. It always been my shit. It's still my shit right now. And the concept of the burn book was just like really funny to me. Now I know that it wasn't, you know, a nice thing to do, but my idea of it was completely different. Just hear me out, okay? I wanted to create my own burn book, but not for the purposes that y'all are assuming. I didn't want to go after females because I feel like we do that enough already. We're just like, for some reason, we're just born thinking that we're competitors with each other and, you know, being catty to one another. I had already had so many fights. It was so pointless. All of it was pointless, and nobody was realizing that the common denominator up in here of all the fights and like all the misunderstanding and all that were the boys. Who was talking about the boys? Seeing that and realizing that, and I got really tired of that. I was like, I just feel like girls should have the exact amount of information as the dudes get, you know, about girls here and like what they did and all this other judgment that they feel like they have the right to be passing on girls when they over here acting all stupid and nasty. You know how I get, okay? I get real petty. I want to say, if I remember correctly, that this happened like on the bus. It was like while we were going home one day, and it was with my girl Isabella as well as Alicia. And I was like going off, okay? I don't even remember what happened at school, but like it was something to where it just got me real hype. And I was like, how dare he? Like, how dare he feel like he has the right to say what, you know, all this about her when I already know that he was messing around with his cousin's girl and la 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 la. You know, I'm like going off, right? Alicia and Isabella, they felt the same way. They were like, I know. And like they always have the audacity to sit up here and feel like they can pass judgment and talk shit and like destroy your credibility and destroy your reputation if you piss them off. You guys, we had one of those like big planters. I've talked about this in another video with Ariel, and they had these big planters outside of both of our schools, right? And they're huge and they're made out of concrete, and in the middle of them it's like a tree, right? If you pissed off a dude, if you guys broke up and it was like not ending on good terms and you pissed him off, dudes were so unbelievably childish, okay? They love talking about us and how we handle stuff, but let me tell you something. They are not any better. They really aren't. The guys at my school, if you pissed them off, they would take a Sharpie and like write, you looking for a good time, call this hoe, and put your number. And then like, you guys, our planters were full of numbers. We're full of like, and they would do that in the boys' bathroom. And so like, you'd be getting texts and calls from random people and like, you know, just basically getting harassed because they would be sitting up there doing that. And I think I found my number on there like twice, and I knew exactly who did it. One of them was funky ass that was over there trying to get me jumped. Y'all remember him? Okay, he was one of them. And then this other dude, Malcolm, he put my number on there. So I really did, when I was like standing out there waiting for the bus, I would like do a once over, and if I saw my number, I would be scratching it out with a Sharpie of my own because I was not trying to play it. I had a crazy mother. Remember that coming up in the conversation that I was having with Isabella and Alicia. And Isabella, I'm not gonna lie, my girl, you know, she was busy with the dudes, and her number was on there all the time. Like basically everybody knew it was her number, okay? And she was like, I'm tired of it. I've had to change, you guys, she had to change her phone number at least 3 times already. I probably talked to Ariel about it. I'm sure I did. And she was feeling the same way. She always got judged. She always got like backlash because she was dating so many guys or whatever. And like, you know, dudes talk to each other and, oh, that's a hoe or whatever, right? This was a sentiment that a lot of girls felt, if not all, okay? Like, tell me not. Have y'all ever felt this way? Like, dudes just be taking it there, you know? I came up with a little plan, a little petty plan, if you may, okay? And I decided that I wanted to create a burn book of sorts, but I wasn't gonna call it a burn book. No. That night, okay, I had my mom take me to the store and I bought a scrapbook, like a regular basic scrapbook. The pages were black, so you could write on it with like silver Sharpie or whatever. It was like one of those scrapbooks, and it was pretty big. It had like, I want to say over 50 pages in it. And I told my mom, I lied to her, and I told her that it was for a class project, and she was like, okay. Took it to lunch, right? And I had lunch with a lot of my friends, Alicia being one of them. And so we were all sitting at the round lunch tables, and I walked up. I didn't even get my tray of food because like I'm on one right now, okay? And I sit down and I'm like, we need to talk. My girlfriends are like, oh, okay, like what's going on? And I was like, look, okay, as most of y'all know, I forgot what happened, y'all. Like, there was something that happened that pissed me off. I was like, you know, this situation happened. I'm tired of it. I'm disgusted. I'm this, I'm that. You know, me and Isabella and Alicia were talking about it yesterday, and they were like piping in. They were like, yeah, blah, blah, blah. Like, and all my girlfriends, they were like, yeah, that does happen a lot. Like, we've had that happen. So like, what are you trying to do? And so I told them my plan. And I even had a name for it, y'all. Y'all know how I am with titles. I decided to call my book, wait for it, Booty Face. Booty Face. I'm being for real. Booty Face, okay? And one of my girlfriends, she had really good handwriting, and she like put the title really big in Sharpie, and she made it all cute, and it said Booty Face on the front of the scrapbook. Why did I call it Booty Face? Why would I do that? Why? What a random name. No, not a random name. I decided that I wanted to exploit boys in a way that they usually exploited us. Now, this is a really big reason as to why I'm so against like sending nude photos or like risque photos if it has your face in it, because dudes cannot be trusted. Really, anybody can't be trusted, to be honest. Like, they be switching up real fast, and then all of a sudden your pictures are everywhere. And although, you know, I feel like there are some cases where you can really trust your mans or you can really trust your girl, let's be real. A lot of times, more often than not, that shit gets leaked, right? Well, a lot of my friends had fallen victim to trusting their dude at the time. They had been with them for months and months and months, and they shared some, you know, intimate photos, and those photos got spread around the school. I can't tell you how many times that happened. It happened all the time. I created this book and called it Booty Face because I was planning on doing the same thing. I told my girls my plan, and at first they were kind of like, how is that gonna work? Like, what are you talking about? So here's what my plan was. I wanted somebody to get a disposable camera. It could not be me, because I cannot be the one to develop them. My mom's all up in my business. If you guys don't know what a disposable camera is, it looks like this, okay? Don't make me feel old. It's exactly what it sounds like. You use up the film in it, and then once you turn it in and you get the film printed, that camera goes in the trash. That's why it's called disposable, okay? And that's legit all we had when I was a kid, you know? Like, my mom always had disposable cameras, but by this time there were like actual cameras. None of us had like actual cameras like that, and our camera phones were terrible. They were booty, okay? Everything was very pixelated. Don't even try it. So I needed something that would give me clear photos because I was on a mission, all right? Started designating certain roles for my girls. Like, okay, you're gonna be the one to actually hold on to the scrapbook once we start filling it, because I cannot have it at my house. My mom will find it. Ain't no way. We were all in this together, all right? Now, I will say, a lot of us came from very strict homes, except for Isabella. She had a single parent. She was home alone quite a bit, and she had a lot of privacy. She was the one that was in charge of printing the photos and taking the scrapbook home. Once they got the disposable camera to school, then it was time for us to start taking photos. Now, don't worry, I was not taking photos without anybody's consent. On the contrary, okay? The guys at my school were very conceited. They were very vain. They really like thought they was the shit, and like they were always trying to look for attention, like always. I had a lot of guy friends. It was actually surprisingly easy, very, very easy to get these guys to consent to these photos. Now, it was not anything inappropriate, not like that, right? The first guy that I went to was actually a longtime friend of mine. He was a notorious ladies' man. It's thundering, sorry. And he had dated so many of my friends, and he was one of those guys that had the ability to like be friends with his exes. He was just like one of those. But he was my first target because he had such a long history, and if anybody should be judged, it was him, okay? I was very like energetic when I was in high school. Like, I was very like, I could talk to anybody. I didn't care. I had moved so many times already. If I wanted to talk to you, girl, and be your best friend, that's exactly what I was gonna do. I had the disposable camera, and I went up to him in front of his friends, okay? And I was like, hey, what you doing? Blah, blah, blah. Like, you know, just like saying, hey, what's up? Look, okay, I'm working on this thing. We're trying to see who has the best body among the boys, okay? So we're taking pictures of y'all's booty, y'all's abs, and y'all's face. I did add the abs in there because, you know, I just wanted to prove that dudes will do anything for some attention. You think this boy said no? This fast, y'all, and like not just like turn around. I would have them turn around because, you know, they always wore the big long ass oversized shirts. I would have them turn around and lift up their shirt, and a lot of times they were always sagging. They were always, their boxers and their ass cheeks were always out of their pants, tell me not. And they would lift up their shirt, like, you know, you could see like a perfect outline of their booty, and then they would turn back around and lift up their shirt from the front. I would take a picture of them, the whole picture of them lifting up their shirt, showing their abs, whether they had them or not. I would take a really close headshot, like they got arrested, okay? Booty, abs, face. But the booty face had to be there because that was the whole point of my scrapbook. Once I saw how easy it was to get the photos from him, I just kept going. And his friends were like, oh, we want to be in the competition because, man, my abs are better than yours and whatever, right? So they started getting competitive with each other. Y'all, I didn't even have to start asking for no photos. Like, it was literally them just like jumping in front of me like, okay, me next. Showing me their ass and showing me their abs and showing me their face. And some of them, I'm not gonna lie, I'm not going to sit up here and lie to you. You are my girl. Some of them went as far as to like pull down their drawers and like I saw abs. Can I film? This is like the first time I'm filming it forever. Some of them took it there, some of them didn't. Most of them didn't, okay? But there were some, I'm not gonna lie, in the scrapbook that was just bare booty cheeks, okay? I would say within the first day of my project, I got at least 6 or 7 guys photographed, okay? All 3 shots. Some of my friends were a little bit too shy to actually take the photos, so that seemed to be mine and Alicia's sole responsibility, was to get the photos taken. Alicia was just like me, if not worse. She was very loud, and she would actually demand them. She wouldn't even like play around with them or nothing. She'd be like, you're a part of this competition, now turn around and let me see your booty, and like, you know, we'd be sitting there taking pictures, right? And it turned into a really funny thing. Little did they know, this was not about a competition. This was not about who had the best body or nothing. It was about putting the booty and the face to a name, okay? We ended up filling up the entire disposable camera, and you know that it's done because it doesn't like wind anymore. I ended up giving the camera over to my girl Isabella, and it was like a weekend that was gonna go by, and she was gonna get them developed over the weekend. So I was really excited for Monday morning because I was like, I want to see my artwork. Isabella rode our bus, but I didn't want to see these pictures without all my girls, okay? So we waited until lunch, and we picked like a really far, like in the corner table at lunch, so like nobody could see what we were doing. We start opening them, you guys, and it is the most hilarious thing. There were some photos that I wasn't there for, that like Alicia was taking on by herself. So it was just really, really funny to see all of these dudes willingly participating in this, showing their ass, showing their abs, showing their face, and like just being there, like just all proud, right? Now it's time to actually put these photos into our scrapbook. I would put it in a line, and it would be his face, his abs, and then his ass. Basically in like, you know, the way that you would find it on his actual body, okay? At the top of the page, we would put their full name if we knew it, at least first and last. But if you knew their middle one, haha, you got brownie points. And on the sides was all freed up. We would write everything we knew about them, including their past relationships, who their past girlfriends were, like they dated her, and her, whether or not they ever had like any scandals going on down in this school. Like there were some dudes, you guys, that like had rumors about like STDs and like about getting a girl pregnant. It was very messy at my school. Like my school was one of the schools that actually had a daycare in the school, because like there was just a lot of teenage pregnancies going on. There was a lot of, you know, tea. There was always a lot of drama. There was always, right? Writing down every single thing that we knew about these boys. Everything. The entire point and premise of this scrapbook was for any girl that had any question. If you thinking about dating him, let's check booty face real fast. Hold up, don't date him without the proper facts, homie. I wanted this scrapbook to be something that girls could use to avoid getting involved with an asshole. We all had experience with the same dude. Why not share our experience and our wisdom with our fellow girls? We were petty. If we knew their phone numbers, we put that in there too. So we continued this, you guys, through the entire school year. It was very rare that guys didn't participate in it. And even if they didn't, it got to the point where we were like, okay, we're just gonna take your yearbook photo. We're just gonna take your student ID photo and put that in here. Like, we don't care. It got to the point where it was like, it's the principle of the thing, okay? Like, you did me wrong, and now all my girls are gonna know that you did me wrong. And any other female that may be interested in you, she gonna know you're doing us wrong like that. That scrapbook helped me out quite a bit. It helped my girls out quite a bit. A dude that they were talking to in, you know, this semester's gym class, and they've never seen him before, they've never talked to them before, and they were just wondering if they were in our scrapbook. Well, we could tell you all about him. If not, then it was just one of those things where like, girl, you just gotta date him and see what happens. But if you ever have anything to report, you let me know, and we will put him and add him to Booty Face, okay? Let me know. Now, that book was never released to anybody outside of my personal circle of friends. Like, other girls had access to it if they wanted to see it. It would show like friends of friends, you know, and it started spreading just with the girls. Like, if there was anything that we could all agree on, it was this scrapbook. Now, there were some girls that did kind of get pissed about it because like their current mans was in it and they didn't like what we had written. But like, if it was the truth, it was the truth. A lot of girls would just come and request it from me, from Alicia, from Isabella, you know, and ask to see it if so-and-so was in it. Or they would come and request that we add somebody to it. If that guy didn't want to give up their photos, a lot of times their ex-girlfriends would have photos of them that they would give to us to put into our scrapbook. So it did get a little muddy. It did get a little, you know, It was very petty. It was very much so petty. I'm not here to argue with you about that. Do I necessarily feel bad about it though? No, I don't. I'm sorry. I don't. Like, I just feel like, you know, I wasn't about to be prejudged like that and not have the same, like, you did this to somebody else, like, I feel like she deserves to know, right? Because you're over here talking about so-and-so's past and you thinking you have the right to do that, and you're like the last person to be talking about anybody, you know? There was a guy, I forgot what I named him in one of my other videos, but he actually talked to me about it, like, very briefly. I know you want to see my body or whatever, but I'm not trying to end up in that book of yours. Like, I had to play so stupid. I was like, what are you talking about? And he was like, you know what I'm talking about. Like, I'm not here to confirm or deny anything. I have absolutely no idea. Like, you guys, I was like a bolt. Like, don't come at me and talk to me about me and my girl's thing. Like, I'm not here to discuss that with you. You have absolutely no reason to be asking about this book. My friends and I were petty enough that if we didn't like you, like, as like another girl, and like you were a bitch to me at any point, or if like you were one of the girls that I fought, no, absolutely not. You don't get to look at the scrapbook. No, you do not. You do not get to look at Booty Face. You will go out there and get your heart broken if you need to. Sorry, we did all this work, and like you've been a bitch to me all this time, or you've been a bitch to my girl. You were over here talking stuff about her, and now you want her to sit up here and try to save you? No, absolutely not. I'm sure most of you guys are wondering where that scrapbook ended up. I don't know. As most of you guys know, I ended up moving between 10th and 11th grade after my sophomore year there. I ended up giving the book to Isabella. She was always the one, she was like the keeper of the book. It would be hilarious if she still had it. It was literally our personal burn book that we call Booty Face. Now, I will say that there were some girls that would, like, you know, just not want anybody to date the guy that she liked. So she would like make up stuff and try to put it in the scrapbook. So sometimes we had to do some verification. But, you know, for the most part, it worked. So yeah, that is the story about my own personal burn book called Booty Face that I had with a group of my friends. Had that book gotten released to anybody, I'm sure that we would have gotten in so much trouble because of how much information we put about each of these guys in this book, like including their phone numbers and stuff. But would I have felt necessarily bad? Not really. Like, none of what we wrote in there was a lie. Like, all of it was factual. So that's the stupid shit that I was doing, the really petty shit that I was doing when I was in high school. Let me know down below if you guys had anything similar. Probably not. I don't know. Maybe it's just me and my girls. Maybe we're just petty like that. But let me know down below anyway. I really just want to enjoy myself. I want you guys to enjoy yourself. I want this to be a place of peace and comfort and pause of everyday life. So if you could just let me do that, that would be incredible. I would really, really appreciate it. So I love you guys. If you guys are not already subscribed to my channel, or if we're wondering if I was coming back, yes, I'm back, girl. Make sure you hit that subscribe button and that I have a hair in my eye. And that notification bell so you're not missing out on any new videos, including more Pretty Faces, Cold Cases, story times, Ask Nikki's. I got you. Let's keep it cute. Let's keep it fun, okay? I love you guys so much, and I have nothing but the best intentions for you guys, and I would appreciate that same sentiment returned to me as well. I love you, and I will see you guys very soon in my next video. Peace out.